At this week's Terrace Bay Council meeting, discussions centered around filling a council vacancy following Councillor Bert Johnson's retirement. The council also discussed and approved a municipal innovation internship program which would involve a post-secondary student from Lakehead University working on an AI-related project. Other items on the agenda included the 2025 property tax levy and tax ratios, as well as an updated tax collection policy. The council also voted to replace benches downtown and at various parks. The meeting concluded with a motion opposing mandatory firefighting certification requirements and the approval of a September 15th to the 30th start date for the arena's ice season.
They hereby acknowledges that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and the land on which we gather is traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. Are there any additions, deletions, or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, we have motion moved by Councillor Arduino, seconded by Councillor St. Louis, resolved by council to approve the agenda for the regular council meeting held August 11th, 2025 as presented. All in favor? Carried. Is there any disclosures of interest? Hearing none. Next.
Say that again.
Hearing none. Adoption of minutes. We have a motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, seconded by Councillor Duno. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held July 14th, 2025 be approved as presented. All in favor? Carried. Next item, we have a motion moved by Councillor Duno, seconded by Councillor St. Louis, resolved that the minutes of the special council meeting held August 1st, 2025 be approved as amended. All in favor? Carried. Reports from administration. John, declaration of council vacancy report.
Thank you, Your Worship. On May 20th, 2025, at their regular meeting, council accepted a letter of resignation from Councillor Bert Johnson, effective July 31st, 2025. The resolution's there. In terms of vacancies, council vacancies are dealt with starting under Section 259 of the Municipal Act. In this case, Councillor Johnson did resign, so 259(1)(d), so his resignation was effective. And they notified the clerk in writing, and the clerk's office did accept that resignation. Moving down, with respect to the rules for filling vacancies under the Act, within 60 days after the day a declaration of vacancy is made with respect to the vacancy under Section 262, the municipality shall appoint a person to fill the vacancy under subsection 1 or 4, or pass a bylaw requiring a by-election to be held. So the council will be declaring the seat vacant tonight. So the 60-day clock starts after the next meeting, or after next meeting. So again, as I said, the resignation letter was properly signed and dated and accepted by the clerk's office. At the regular first meeting in August, council must pass a resolution declaring the seat vacant in accordance with Section 263(5)(1) of the Municipal Act. The council has 60 days, as I just said, 60 days following the passage of that declaration to declare appoint somebody to the position or hold by-election. Council, as council was aware, passed a council vacancy policy on July 14th, 2025. The report is linked. In general, vacancies must be filled in 60 days of declaration. Council can fill vacancies via appointment or by-election. Appointments can be done via appointing the candidate who ran for the position that is vacant in the previous election, who received the next greatest number of votes but was not elected, or an open call for individuals for consideration by council through a public appointment process. And appointments will occur at special meetings of council called specifically for that purpose. By-election is the other option, just some other rules in that policy. No by-election may be held after March 31st in an election year. And if a vacancy happens 90 days or less before election day, filling the vacancy is not required. Council can suspend their new policy at any time with 2/3 majority votes. In this case, it would be 3 out of 4. And when voting, depending on the number of candidates voting, multiple ballots or rounds may be required if necessary. Eliminations and tie votes are broken via drawing of lots, so names in a hat, etc., as outlined in the policy. So under the current discussion, as per section 262(1) of the Municipal Act, the first action of council following a vacancy taking effect, which was on the 31st of July, is to declare via resolution the office to be vacant. As per the Act, vacancies must be filled within 60 days of declaration, so the deadline for this would be Friday, October 10th, 2025. The next step is for council to decide how the vacancy is to be filled. As per the policy and the Municipal Act, council can appoint or hold a by-election. Given the amount of time remaining in the term, although a by-election would still be legal, administration is recommending appointment as the preferred method of filling the vacancy. With respect to filling by appointment, given the amount of time that has passed since the last election, administration is recommending an open call for individuals for consideration by council through the public appointment process as per their new policy. If council approves appointment via open call, following this meeting, administration can issue a notice to the public about the vacancy and simultaneously call on the public to submit applications. Suggested deadline for applications is Friday, August 29th, 2025. As per the policy, the vote to appoint an individual to fill a vacancy shall occur at an open special council meeting. A regular council meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, where council can or could receive a report detailing the process a little bit more under the policy. Required of that following special meeting, along with the recommendation for the date and time for the special meeting to occur after that. Financial implications are none at this time. The options are: option 1, that council hereby declares the seat of the council to be vacant pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 and hereby directs the clerk to proceed with filling the vacancy through appointment via open call as per policy C334, council vacancy policy. Option 2, that council hereby declares the seat of council to be vacant pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 and hereby directs the clerk to proceed with the filling of the vacancy through appointment of the candidate who ran for the position that is vacant in the previous regular election, who received the next greatest number of votes but was not elected as per policy C234. Option 3, that council hereby declares the seat of council to be vacant pursuant to Municipal Act 2001 and hereby directs the clerk to proceed with filling the vacancy, through by-election to be held in accordance with the Municipal Elections Act, and the clerk shall be responsible for conducting the by-election, and that the appropriate bylaw enabling the by-election be brought forward at the next regular council meeting. Option 4 is council hereby declares the seat of council to be vacant pursuant to Municipal Act 2001 and directs the clerk otherwise. The recommendation from administration is option 1, that we fill it via open public call.
Any questions, comments?
No, that's how we did it the last time. When Mike resigned, we went through the open call. So I'm okay with that. I think that's.
Any other comments? Question?
Yeah, I would echo the same comment. Even just other counts in the area have done the same similar process. Just appreciate our clerk as well for the thorough report tonight.
Thanks, John. Okay, we have a motion moved by councillor Duno, seconded by councillor St. Louis. Resolve that council hereby declares the seat of councillor to be vacant pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 and hereby directs the clerk to proceed with filling the vacancy through appointment via open call as per policy C-3-34 council vacancy policy. All in favor? Carried. Next one, John, is the Meet Tech Municipal Innovation Internship Program.
Hey, Your Worship. So just for some background, the AMCTO and MyTax have partnered to create a Municipal Innovation Internship, or MIIP, MIP, to promote talent and development in the municipal sector. The township submitted an application back in May and was approved to move forward. The AMCTO and MyTax MIP is an application-based internship program that matches municipalities with post-secondary students studying in Ontario to work on innovation and or research projects over an 8-month period. The basis behind the internship is to address gaps in the innovation and research parts of municipal governance while providing students with an invaluable exposure to a potential career in municipal government. Any Ontario municipality and post-secondary student studying in Ontario that meets the program eligibility criteria was encouraged to apply. A total of 20 spaces were to be awarded. The internships will run from January 1st, 2026 to August 31st, 2026. The phased application process timeline can be found with the link, and more detailed information on the MIP can be found on the MCTO's website. So with respect to project eligibility, eligible projects must propose to advance the modernization of local government programs and services and have outcomes that would benefit the municipality. They must be innovation-based, so introduces something new to local government, not necessarily to the world. Be research-based, so advances the process of creating ideas, processes, technologies, services, or techniques that are new to the world. Be feasible to be completed within that 8-month period. Be appropriate for a student to complete the support of the municipal team. Municipal team identified lead contact will be responsible for managing and interacting with the student. They must include an experiential or hands-on learning component to ensure that the student is exposed to various aspects of municipal governance and operations. They must include a maximum of 4 in-person visits by the student to the municipality during the 8-month period. And they also must involve the design, integration, improvement, modernization, and or implementation of any of these activities. So comprehensive reviews and audits, corporate strategic plans, roadmaps and master plans, efficiency and optimization reviews, feasibility and system reviews, modernization reviews and streamlining, service delivery and operational reviews, system implementation, integration, and improvement. So under current discussion, as stated above, the township did submit the project back in May. Exploration of the use of artificial intelligence in small, rural, and northern municipality. The proposal aligns with the mission statement of the 2025 to 2029 strat plan. So one of our mandates under the strat plan is enhance our caring, connected community with providing effective and efficient community services and infrastructure, encouraging responsible growth and economic opportunity, and celebrating our natural landscape. It also aligns with 2 of the operating principles as well in the strat plan. So to be creative and solution focused, striving to achieve innovative outcomes for our community in everything we do, be bold, plan, make decisions proactively, propel our community forward, and professionalism and financially accountable. So ensuring accountability for the astute use of tax dollars, provision of local services, sound planning while building trust and respect in all our interactions and approach to budgeting. There's a number of other places where it touches on the strat plan as well. Through them all. Phase 2 of the project has just ended, and we are fortunate to be matched with a post-secondary student at Lakehead University. Phase 3 is collaborative, where the municipality and match student jointly submitted a project application to MyTax for final funding approval. Report will be brought back to council outlining the final project submission to MyTax at a future meeting. So financial implications, the funding model for this internship is as follows. So the contribution for the municipality is $15,000. Contribution for MyTax per student is $15,000 for a total student stipend of $30,000. The program is designed for a student to be going to school full time and work in their spare time and come to the community in their spare time. The initial contribution to the project of $15,000 plus HST will be invoiced by the MCTO to the municipality once the student match has been selected. Review committee, prior to the submission of phase 3. Should the project not be approved by MyTax at that third phase, funds will be returned to the township. Administration is seeking pre-budget approval for $15,000 to be paid out now towards the program and be included as part of the 2026 budget. So the options are that council approve the payment of $15,000 plus HST towards the municipal innovation internship program. Option 2 is the council not approve that payment and direct administration otherwise. Administration is recommending option 1.
Questions?
I think this is a good program.
Yeah, it's a fantastic program. I think they got a great team for future clerks and whoever else to learn from. So
when would you find out if you're approved, John?
Sometime later in the fall. So the submissions I believe are due September 25th, somewhere around there. So myself and the intern will work on submitting that application to MyTax. Hopefully it gets approved and we'll go from there.
Do you have more information on like the student, like is this match with a post-secondary student at Lakehead University, like what their like interests are, or like how they see, like do you have that information that comes back, like how?
I do know, I believe they have a background in engineering. I just didn't want to share it with the report because it's personal information, but
Okay,
that'll come out and the intern will come to the table at some point.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
No other questions?
No.
Okay, we have a motion moved by councillor St. Louis, seconded by councillor Duno. Resolve that council approve the payment of $15,000 plus HST towards the municipal innovation internship program application. All in favor? Carried. Danny, you're up.
Thank you, Your Worship. So following adoption of the 2025 municipal budget, administration has prepared all the final tax calculations. To move forward with final tax billing procedures, specific bylaws must be passed adopting rates and ratios. These bylaws form part of our annual treasury procedures and will give administration the tools required to calculate the proper tax outcome as previously discussed during the budget approval process. Financial implications amount to $3,834,989.88 in municipal taxes and $292,577.89 in education taxes. Options are A, approve the 2025 property tax levy and 2025 tax ratios and the appropriate bylaws to be brought forward, or B, request administration to change the bylaws as directed. Recommendation is option A.
Any questions?
Nope.
We have a motion moved by councillor Duno, second by councillor St. Louis. Resolved that council approve the 2025 property tax levy and 2025 tax ratios and that the appropriate bylaws be brought forward. All in favor? Carried. Next one, Danny, tax collection policy.
So bylaw 97-16 was passed in September of 1997 to adopt a tax collection policy. This policy has been outdated for some time now and requires revisions and an overall update. Most changes to the policy are cleaning up language and changing references to current legislation. In the 1997 policy, interim tax bills were issued no later than January 15th and final taxes billed by June 1st. This has been updated to reflect current practices, and the dates are March 6th and September 6th, interim and final taxes respectively. Policy also updates the eligibility for tax sale registration when there are any arrears older than 2 years as opposed to the previous 3. The only new addition to the policy is creating a grace period on the application of interest and penalties. Previously, if the due date fell on the weekend, the onus was placed on the taxpayer to ensure funds were received in the municipal account by the end of business on the preceding Friday. Language has been included to now allow for a grace period of the end of the first regular day of business following the weekend due date. As more payments move to online transactions, this should alleviate some problems around confusion on timing of transactions without affecting the ability to apply penalties. So financial implications are none. The options are that A, council adopts the draft tax collection policy and the appropriate bylaws brought forward, or B, that council accepts the draft tax collection policy with changes discussed and the appropriate bylaw be brought forward, or C, do not accept the draft tax collection policy and direct administration otherwise. Recommendation is option A.
Any questions?
Appreciate the grace policy. Most treasurers are too black and white to understand grace, so appreciate that.
It came on the recommendation of numerous residents and other municipalities do important to city in grace period as well, so we're not the trailblazers in this.
Thanks, Danny.
Appreciate it nonetheless.
Okay, we have a motion moved by councillor St. Louis, second by councillor Duno. Resolved that council accepts the draft tax collection policy as is and the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. All in favor? Carried. You're up.
Thank you.
Base chairs program.
The two concrete benches between the wellness lab and Costas Fresh Mart have been removed from service due to their condition. In order to replace the seating and enhance the look of Simcoe Plaza, administration is recommending an initiative that would build on the success of the 2020 and 2022 Friends of Terrace Bay Tables, Benches and Chairs program. Under the 2025 program, community members would have the opportunity to purchase Adirondack chairs that would replace the removed benches downtown, as well as the worn benches along the highway near Centennial Park and at the Tourist Information Center. Photos of the respective locations were attached to the report. Financial implications and Adirondack chairs, and plaques are expected to cost approximately $400 each after delivery. This program would not come as a net loss to the municipalities. The program would work on a cost recovery basis. Only chairs sponsored by community members would be purchased at this time. If it is deemed additional chairs are required, these costs will be brought forward as part of the 2026 municipal budget. The options. Option A, the council approved the 2025 Friends of Terrace Bay Chairs program for the purchase and installation of the Adirondack chairs in Simcoe Plaza, Centennial Park, and the Tourist Information Center. Option B, the council does not approve the 2025 Friends of Terrace Bay Chairs program for the purchase of these chairs and directs administration otherwise. The recommendation is option A.
Any questions? I guess, Luke, are they gonna be removed in the winter? Some of them, like at Simcoe Plaza, so they don't get destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay, no other questions?
Do you remove the ones at the beach?
No, they're, but we don't plow snow there.
Fair enough.
Okay, we have a motion moved by Councillor Duno, seconded by Councillor St. Louis, resolved that council approve the 2025 Friends of Terrace Bay Chairs program for the purchase and installation of Adirondack chairs in Simcoe Plaza, Centennial Park, and the Tourist Information Center. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next one, look, is the Curling Club dehumidifier.
The Terrace Bay Curling Club dehumidifier is at its end of life and is in need of replacement. In its current condition, the dehumidifier operates under its maximum capacity and does not pull enough moisture from the air. This results in condensation accumulating along the ceiling trusses and dripping onto the ice surface. So the Curling Club uses a Simcoe Humicon Mark IV R22 dehumidifier. These models have been phased out due to the environmental concerns of R22 refrigerant. Therefore, a like-for-like swap is not possible, and the township will need to procure a different model. When procuring a new model, the township has 4 primary options: an electric desiccant, an electric mechanical, propane desiccant, and a propane mechanical. The administration does not have the technical expertise to determine the best value solution. For example, desiccant unit may be the quietest and most energy efficient option. However, the roof structure may not support its weight. Alternatively, a propane-fired unit may be the most affordable option to operate, but it could cost significantly more upfront to upgrade the propane tank and run gas lines to the unit. Therefore, administration intends to use a request for proposal for equipment trade-off analysis, design development, tender evaluation, construction oversight. When the RFP closes, administration will bring a follow-up report to council requesting approval of the trade-off analysis and design drawing costs. By having these items completed in the fall, the project can be tendered early 2026, allow council to make a more informed decision on the project and accurately budget for expenditures. So the financial implication for the engineering aspects of the project, administration estimates a cost of $34,000. That's $8,000 for the equipment trade-off analysis, $15,000 for design drawings, $5,000 for tender evaluation, and $6,000 for construction oversight. Assuming no electrical or propane upgrades are required, the construction phase of the project is anticipated to be $70,000 and $210,000. The large ranges between the mechanical and desiccant unit. The township has previously submitted an application to the Ontario Trillium Foundation to offset the cost of a dehumidifier. Eligible expenditures include 100% of engineering and construction costs up to $200,000. This report is provided for information purposes only. Following the RFP closure, administration will bring a report to council requesting permission to secure the highest scoring proponent.
Brandon, any questions? Greg, Gary?
It was just to confirm that was a grant that we applied for and was successful for, or?
That's correct, yeah. Earlier this year, brought a report to council requesting what council would like to see, what we'd like to apply for. We applied to OTF, and now we're here.
No other questions? Okay, we had a mention moved by Councillor St. Louis, seconded by Councillor Duno. Resolved that council accept this report as information only. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next item, Luke, is the arena ice usage and startup times.
So the Terrace Bay Memorial Arena operated from September 20th, 2024 to March 30th, 2025. The facility was open to the public for 180 days and had 13 non-operating days. Of these 13 days, the only non-holiday closures were 4 Sundays without rentals. So compared with the previous skating season, the arena was open 2 days longer, stayed or operated 2 additional days, stayed open 5 days longer, and 1 additional non-operating day. For the 3rd season in a row, a counter was placed above the main entrance to track facility usage. So tracking usage with the counter is an imperfect system, as there's no way to differentiate between staff, skaters, or spectators. Additionally, the counter double counts persons entering and re-entering in a short time frame, and can miss people entering at the same time. However, as we have the same chance of statistical noise year over year, the counter provides relevant insight on facility usage. So the counter identified 14,775 entries into the arena, which represents an increase of 1,875 from 2023-2024, despite only 2 additional operating days. The information collected by the tractor is broken down in greater detail in the attached table, which highlights the total and average users by month, a year-over-year comparison, as well as a 3-year average. Some notable items from last year's skating season. The humidity within the arena continues to pose a challenge for ice installation as well as aesthetics. The undercapacity dehumidifier results in condensation accumulating along the roof structure, dripping onto the ice surface, causing staining. Installing the ice later in the year is likely to reduce the interior humidity and ice staining. However, it's not a guarantee to eliminate the problem. We saw higher usership in September and October when Terrace was the only opportunity for local minor hockey and figure skating groups. Portion of these numbers also result Terrace central location for travel team trials. Regular weekly usership was halved following Skyriver's arena opening on October 21st. Terrace primary users, minor hockey and figure skating, split their ice time between communities. Terrace does not have a user group solely operating out of Terrace Bay. December had a high year-over-year increase. Primary drivers of this were higher tournament attendances, the higher Christmas skating party attendance, and the 12 hours of hockey events. February had a lower year-over-year usership because of fewer minor hockey tournaments. User groups continue to advocate for the earlier the better regarding ice availability and have repeatedly expressed their appreciation for September start, as well as an extended skating season. Amongst communities along the North Shore, Terrace Bay was the second to have ice for the past 2 seasons, was a month earlier than some of our neighboring communities. User groups have expressed they are unaffected by the ice staining and are just happy to be skating. Installing the ice during warmer weather takes longer, makes our equipment work harder, and increases the humidity in the building, which leads to bumps and brown lines on the ice. We can't accurately predict if it will be a warm or cold fall, but the later we wait, the more likely it is the outside temperature will be colder. Understanding that user groups would prefer nearly year-round ice, administration is seeking council direction on when the township should have ice available. Ice installation takes approximately 3 weeks, and although staff can accommodate to have ice virtually any time, we believe it can be comfortably installed mid to late September. For the financial implications, operating the ice plant during the month of September is estimated to cost $3,200 in utilities. However, this value is weather dependent, and a portion of this amount would be offset by rental revenue. So there's 5 options for you. The council would like to have ice available to the public September 1st and 14th. The council would like to have ice available to the public September 15th and 30th. The council would like to have ice available to the public October 1st and 15th. And then council would like to have ice available to the public October 16th or later. Option E, council directs administration or otherwise. The recommendation is option B. Council would like to have ice available to the public between September 15th and 30th.
Any questions, Gary?
We'll just do, so if we went with the recommended option, because it takes 3 weeks to put it in, our fall market that happens. The backup venue's always been the arena. So obviously meaning that it's not available if we put ice in it, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
What about like pivoting the Michael King halls?
Yeah, sure.
You know, there's that venue.
I just want to be aware that that's the backup.
Yeah.
Spot, or has been previously.
And when did we put the ice in last year?
It was open September 20th.
Okay.
The year before that was September 18th.
So Lukenberg has to come down and start the ice plant up, right?
So they come and do the startup check as well as install. They're happy with any date.
Oh, so we don't have to give them a month's notice or whatever.
No, they asked for about 2 weeks to be polite. However, we could tell them we want to start it tomorrow.
Yeah.
They would accommodate us. because they just come from Thunder Bay for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No,
Okay, we have a motion moved by councillor Juno, seconded by councillor St. Louis. Resolved that council would like to have ice available to the public between September 15th to 30th, 2025. All in favor? Carried. Okay, Lobster Communications letter of support. We have a motion moved by councillor Dubé, seconded by councillor Juno. Resolved whereas the Ontario government has enacted regulation 343/22 establishing mandatory certification requirements for firefighters under the Fire Protection and Prevention Act 1997. And whereas Council for the Township of Terrace hereby acknowledges the importance of standardized firefighter training and safety. And whereas these mandatory certification requirements pose significant challenges for small, rural, and northern municipalities due to limited financial and training resources, geographic barriers, and reliance on volunteer fire departments. And whereas the implementation of these requirements without additional flexibility or support may negatively impact the township's ability to recruit and retain volunteer firefighters and provide adequate fire protection to its residents. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Terrace Bay formally opposes the mandatory firefighter certification requirements as currently outlined in Regulation 343/22, and further that this resolution be forwarded to the Solicitor General, Premier of Ontario, MPP John Lees Bourgeois, the Fire Marshal, AMO, Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, and all Ontario municipalities. Any questions on that motion?
No, just the reason why I wanted to bring it forward, just I have had the opportunity since it came into our email to speak with a few members, including Chief Boland. And a lot of it, again, is money. And a lot of our firefighters are grandfathered into this. They didn't have the certifications. They've been grandfathered. However, like a lot of ours do, but it does affect us for small municipalities moving forward. Just the cost, who's paying for the training, as well as like, again, if you're a volunteer, let's say your neighbor wanted to go tomorrow, then it would be like, okay, can you get time off of work? And they want them to sort of like jump in fully. And I can see from an insurance perspective how, there'd be that push from that behind potentially, but just moving forward is like, yeah, can we move this spaces out and really look at where the funding is coming from to train this? So everybody's the fire department seemed to agree with this that I had spoken to.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments?
No.
No, thanks. I think there was in the email a comment about having the fire chief provide a report on this. I was just wondering if you happened to, if that got sent to the fire chief or that is something that's been shown.
Yeah, we'll bring it to the next meeting. He's got a more in-depth.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, he had mentioned that this is going to be a topic for discussion. He showed me an email that he got from all the other northern municipalities, like all the, this district and that district, and they're all coming together, and this is going to be discussed moving forward. I think it was in September, October, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the date exactly, but it is on their radar.
Final question. I just wonder, was the motion also being sent to NOMA as well on that list? And if not, do we add it?
I don't see NOMA on there.
If there's a regional voice to it, then having maybe it sent to NOMA for there may be helpful.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Next, we have bylaws. We have a motion moved by councillor Duno, second by councillor Dubé, resolved by council approve a bylaw to levy property taxes for the year 2025, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on this 11th day of August, 2025. All in favor? Carried. Next bylaw, moved by councillor Dubé, seconded by councillor Duno. Resolved that council approve a bylaw to set tax ratios and reductions for prescribed property subclasses for the 2025 taxation year, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on this 11th day of August 2025. Any questions on that? All in favor? Carried. And the last bylaw, moved by councillor Duno, second by councillor Dubé, resolve that council approve a bylaw amending bylaw 7-86. The tax collection policy be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on this 11th day of August 2025. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. So, no other business, no resolutions, question period. John or Mike?
Like in regards to the at a previous council meeting, there was concern raised about conditions of the brine lines. Obviously, that issue's been resolved. It wouldn't be going ahead 2026. I was just wondering how, like, it seemed to be a service issue at the time, how that was resolved.
They blocked the line off. They found the leak on.
Probably,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you online, John?
Any questions online? Second call? Any questions online? Third and final call. Those if there's any questions online, your worship.
Thanks, John. And we have a motion moved by councillor Dubé, second by councillor Duno, resolved that the next regular meeting of council is to be held on September 2nd. All in favor? Carried. And last motion moved by councillor Duno, second by councillor Dubé, resolved that we now adjourn at 19:07. All in favor? Carried. Thank you, folks. Well, yeah.